And let me bring in my next guest. I'm sure he's got some things to say about that. That's Keith Fitz-Gerald. Thanks for being on the show, Keith. Look, anytime, never fear the government's here is something that Reagan said you'll never hear. And that is the case. I mean, look at all the things that the government's got involved with, and look at what that's done to price. Oil, being one of the last ones right in front of our faces. But it just doesn't sound like it's going to do anything to help the situation at all whatsoever.
Well, I got to believe that that's the case. I mean, big government equals small wallet, and studies show that very clearly since the dawn of time. This is not something that's come along recently because of oil. I mean, as you pointed out, education, rent control, availability of funding, mortgages, interest rate, housing. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I mean, I get the intention. It's right. But you know what? You don't do it at the expense of the very people you're trying to help. It inevitably backfires.
So I think maybe I alluded to this the last time you and I talked, and this is one of the thoughts that we've been having in the production room when we meet for the show every day. And, when the government gets involved with, say, oil, it's a classic example. They try to move us over to wind and solar, the renewables. But that was going to be a revolutionary process to them, right? They wanted it to happen right away, even though none of those two things could handle the load that we need right now. And all it really did was make fossil fuel way more expensive. Now we're kind of coming under the same issues when it comes to something in the agriculture markets when it comes to beef. Now, you'll notice that with the methane and the problems that they keep saying that the beef industry, there's a negative connotation sometimes when it comes to agriculture and beef about what that might be doing to the climate. And so they're pushing us to other things, right? My question is, and there's no real answer, and I'm just looking for your point of view, but if the government gets involved with beef like they've gotten involved with fossil fuels, does that mean we should really start to look at getting long beef here? Because they're going to screw it up and it's going to go through the roof in price.
I think that's actually a very valid argument. And in fact, we are acutely aware of that because we live in a farming community ourselves. We see it all around us. We hear the farmers talking every single day. And the government is going to regulate them out of existence. They think they're helping, but again, they're putting the burden on people who need to produce for all of America's food table. And that's really, really going to hit home for millions of Americans when they figure out suddenly that they can't buy the beef they want and that the beef they want has been regulated out of existence.
Right, and so there it goes, right through the roof, because you'll be able to get it, but you're going to have to pay a price because they know what to do with it better than you do. Next question, it's more of a societal one, Keith. Is Tesla the new mask? I mean, is this going to be something, these electric vehicles are going to be the virtue signaling of the elites? Is that something we're going to see going forward now?
Well, I think, as much as I like Tesla and as much as I like EVs, I think we're dangerously close to that border already. You see a lot of folks who are what I call limousine liberals. They want to get involved. They want to tell you how to live your life, knowing darn well that perhaps you can't or you won't or you don't have the means to. So this idea that suddenly we're all going to shift to EVs when they haven't done a darn thing to encourage manufacturers to bring the prices down from $70, $80, $90, $100,000 a car or a rig just doesn't make sense to me. Why not incentivize the consumers to purchase $30,000 EVs? Because I guarantee you, if the consumers are flush with that kind of cash, the manufacturers are going to figure it out in a real hurry. Tata Motors can do it in India. Why can't we do it here?
Right. I just want them. You know what I'd like? I'd like the free market to make the cars cool enough and nice enough that we'd want to buy them anyway. We don't have to be bribed. Right.
If they're really cool, then you know what? They're going to get made. But the fact of the matter is, like solar, like hydrogen, like so many of these alternative technologies, whatever happened to ethanol? I mean, remember that? They didn't have enough filling stations across the country, but supposedly corn was the next best thing. They've been working with this technology a long time, but they haven't brought it to the market because it's not good enough to pass what we've got today. I get where we're going. I applaud where we're going. We need to go there for many, many reasons. That's not the issue. But being told we have to go there suddenly, quickly, before industry and consumers are ready to handle it, and the financial system isn't capable of supporting that, no way, non-starter.
Yeah, that evolution versus revolution thing, that really ruins price, because price should be something we come to over a period of time. And again, when we're forced, it doesn't really work out. And I would say to you, again, when it comes to electric cars, make them cool enough that I want to buy one. When it comes to solar panels, why aren't we beating down the doors of the solar panel companies? Why aren't we beating down the doors of the windmill companies? It's because we're just not there yet. The American consumer has not been convinced. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to bribe us. Convince us it's better, and everybody will move over just in time.
That's how the free markets work. That's the difference, though, is we operate on the free markets because they make our life better and they turn a buck. But politicians operate on the we're going to spend your money market, and that's a different equation.
Right. I mean, it's just it's amazing that they're going to go down that path one more time and make those mistakes again. But I guess that's what we're going to have to live with here, with what they deem as a better way to live that they know that you don't. All right. Appreciate it, Keith. Really love having you on. That's great stuff. All right. Put your text.
Hi, it's Keith here. Thanks for checking out today's highlight clip. What'd you think? Did I make sense? Is there something you'd like to add? Make sure you leave a comment down below, and of course, click subscribe to keep up right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email newsletter at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and a whole lot more.